We're going to continue this last part of the review.
Number 7, 9.
Right, we assigned some for homework, and we're going to finish reviewing, and this review is available for you on YouTube.
Yay.
Very good. And this is being recorded live.
For about 20, 30 seconds now.
Okay. Now, one of the first questions I asked you to do last night was number 7, which was 4p over 8 plus 16 equals to negative 8. The first step would be to subtract 16. You subtract 16, and you're left with 4p over 8 equals to negative 8 minus 16 would actually give us what? We're number 7. Negative 8 minus 16 would be negative. Okay, excuse me. Let me have your attention, please. We are in number 7. Number 7 says 4p over 8 plus 16 equals to negative 8. Is everyone on number 7? Okay. What is the first step? What do we do first here? We subtract 16. We subtract 16. That cancels. Now, a lot of you asked me yesterday, because you were starting on the homework, if you could reduce 4/8, and yes, you could actually reduce that to 1/2. If you want to, you could do that. So you may write that as 1/2 p, or 1p over 2. Now that would equal to, what's negative 8 minus 16? It's negative 24. Now when you're solving something like this, since you want to multiply, or you want to solve for p, you could actually multiply by the reciprocal, which is what? 2 over 1. You can multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. This cancels, and you're left with p equals to negative 24 times 2, which would give us negative 48. That would be the correct answer. Any questions on this problem? Any questions?
Number 9.
Next one that was assigned was number 9. Next one that was assigned was number 9. We have 3x over 5 minus 0.5 equals to 1.9. The first step would be add what? 0.5 to both sides? And what does that give us?
2.4.
2.4? And then what would be the next step, Mr. Barba?
We put 2.4 times,
Yes?
5 times, wait.
You multiply?
Yeah, 5 times 5 over 3. We just did, and then, same thing over there, and then cross that out.
So this would be 2.4 times 5 divided by 3. Now, there's a way to simplify this, because I know that 2.4 does go into 3. I could actually cross-reduce here. 2.4 and 3. Just think of this as 24. 24 divided by 3 is what? 8, right? Or $2.40 divided by 3 would be 80 cents. Would you agree? So you can cross this out, and you can put 0.8 or 0.80. It's the same thing. Now, 80 cents or 0.80 times 5 would actually give you what?
4.
4 or $4. You could think of it as money. So x would equal to 4. It works out perfect actually. The answer to number 9 is 4. That's the answer to number 9.
Good morning.
Number 15 was also assigned. Thank you. Oh, this one. Number 15 was also assigned. Thank you. 15 says 7x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 9. Do you add 3? You add 3, and that would give you 7x is greater than or equal to 9 plus 3, which is what? 12. And then what would be the next step here? Divide by 7, divide by 7. So x is greater than or equal to 12 sevenths. Now, on a number line, just FYI, on a number line, 12 sevenths would be 1 and what? 5 sevenths, right? So it would actually be between 1 and 2. So let's just say right here. My question to you is it a filled in circle or a open circle? Filled in, very good. So you can actually put 12 sevenths right there if you want to. And then what direction is the arrow pointing? That direction. It's going on forever and ever and ever to infinity. Now, our question though, on the review it says, which one of these is true? Well, it's obviously letter D, right? Because 12 sevenths is equal to, greater than or equal to 12 sevenths. So it would be letter D. You all see that? Kind of an easy way to ask a question. Okay. The next question that was asked was, we jumped to 23. If you look at 23, if you look at question 23, this is a filled-in circle. If you look at that, that's a filled-in circle. Right. So that's a filled-in circle. Now, since it's a filled-in circle, and it's pointing that way, obviously, that one's going to be eliminated. And that one's going to be eliminated because it is a filled-in circle, so it's going to be either one of these two. Now this number that's right here appears to be, is it negative 1/2 or positive 1/2? So what's the correct answer? Letter C. Guys, those are easy questions. Very easy questions. It's just testing to see if you know how to read an inequality. Is that clear? The next question, number 24. Can you please read that, Franco?
Nina can type at least 60 words per minute. Write graph the inequality, model the situation.
The key word here is at least 60 words per minute. The word at least 60 words per minute means 60 words or what? Or more, right? 60 words or more. So it has to be greater than or equal to 60. So which one of these cases is greater than or equal to 60?
It has to be one that is pointing to right.
And it has to be greater than or equal to 60. So which one of these is it?
My only chances are B or C, right?
Our only chances are B or C. And which one is greater than or equal to 60?
B.
Letter B. That's greater than, it includes. It's like if I tell you, to get on this carnival ride, you have to be at least 5 feet tall. So that means 5 feet or taller. It includes 5 feet. So it would include it. That way, it includes, in this case, the 60. Do you all see that? Okay, now back to 25. Let me adjust this again. On 25, we're going to solve. It says x minus 1 is less than or equal to negative 9. Okay, this is number 25. Now, what would we do here? Okay, plus 1, plus 1. So x is less than or equal to, what's negative 9 plus 1? Negative 8. Then, if we draw a line, and we put a negative 8, would that circle be an open circle, or would it be a closed circle at negative 8? Closed? What direction would it be pointing to?
Right?
This way?
No,
The other way. Look at this arrow right here. Watch. Look at this arrow. Where's that arrow pointing to? That way. Therefore, it should be pointing that way. It's saying x is less than or equal to negative 8. Do you all see that? Whenever you have your variable on the left side, the arrow points in that direction. That's why I keep on emphasizing the fact that you must put the variable on the left side, especially when you're doing inequalities. It really helps you solve. Is that clear, guys? Any questions on this problem? Very good. That would be letter, which one? Letter D. And it's the only one that made sense anyway, but I'm just trying to show you if those choices were not there. 26. 26 says x minus 7 is greater than negative 3.1. What would we do here? Plus 7, plus 7. Okay. So x is greater than, what's 7 minus 3.1? 7 minus 3.1?
3.9. 3.9. Negative.
7 minus 3.1. Let's see. This is a 0. 10 minus 1, this is 9. And then this becomes 6. 6 minus 3 is 3.9. So x has to be greater than 3.9. Do you all see that? Now we go to the number line. Now we go to 3 and we go to 4. We could clearly see that 3.9 is pretty close to the 4 mark. Now, is it an open circle or a closed circle there?
But they're all open. Answers are all open.
Right. But I'm just guiding myself. I'm not even looking at the answer choices. I'm just graphing it on my own. This would be an open circle, right? It's an open circle. And what direction is it pointing? This direction, to the right. This direction, to the right. Do y'all see that? Do you all understand why it's pointing to the right? Do you all understand why it's pointing to the right? Watch. Look. Look at this arrow. This arrow is pointing to the right. You point to the right also. Is that correct? Only when you have it on the left side. If you have it on the right side, if you have this, 3 is greater than it, if you have like that, that's not going to work. That will not work. But if you have this, like this, then only like this you can read the graph and say, oh, this is 3. I could open it up and then it's pointing that way. Only when the variable's on the left side does the arrow actually point in the direction of. Does that make sense?
Or is it just like whatever, where the arrow?
No. The variable must be over here. No. The variable, in other words, she's saying, can you just always put it, for example, here. Here you cannot do that. The variable needs to be, the variable needs to be on the left side. Right here. So if it's greater than 7, now you can say, oh, okay, 7, and I can bubble it that way. Let's say x is less than or equal to pi. Okay, I could put pi here, and then I could put, this way, this is the built-in circle. Only when the variable's on the left side. I have seen equations here where the variable, it's like this. 7 is greater than or equal to it. I cannot do this. I cannot put 7 and then put the arrow that way. Why is that? Because the variable's not on the left side. This little trick only works when the variable's on the left side. Always make it a habit to keep the variable. Have you noticed that I always keep my variables on the left side? That's one thing I told my students last year. Always keep them. Now in high school, they're going to tell you, you can leave it wherever you want. You have freedom to leave it wherever you want. I always encourage you to keep it on the left side. It's just a good, it's a good habit, you know. At night, you brush your teeth. It's a good habit. It's a very good habit to do. You know, that's what you have to do. Okay. This is a very good habit, keeping the variable on the left side. Let's see. Number 27. C minus 5 is less than or equal to 6. What would be the next step? Plus 5 plus 5. C is less than or equal to 11. Okay. Now, is the variable on the left side? So, 11, is the circle filled in? And then it would be facing which direction? So, which answer is that?
B.
Letter B. Is that clear, guys? Any questions? Number 28. C minus 3 is greater than 6. What do we do first? Plus 3 plus 3. C is greater than 6 plus 3, which is what? 9. Now we draw the arrow, and we go to 9. Open circle. Which direction?
Right.
Right direction. Which would be letter what?
All the time when you're sitting on.
Yeah, I'm gonna end right now.
Okay.